The heirs of the last Sultan of Sulu are seeking to seize Malaysian government assets around the world in a bid to enforce a $14.9 billion arbitration award.
But earlier today, Malaysia said it had obtained a stay order against the enforcement of the ruling. A French arbitration court ordered Malaysia to pay the sum to the heirs of the 19th century Sultanate to settle a dispute over a colonial-era land deal. But Reuters reports the Paris Court of Appeal had stayed the ruling after finding that enforcement of the award could infringe on the country's sovereignty. Among the assets that the claimants are moving to seize are two Luxembourg-based units of Malaysian state oil firm Petronas. The oil company said it would defend its legal position after the quote baseless seizure of their assets.
Let's hear more about this case with Sulu's Princess Jacel Kiram, the daughter of Sultan Jamalul Kiram. She is joining us via Zoom. Welcome to the big story, Princess Kiram.
Yeah, hello, Robbie. Hello, Gretchen. Thank you for having me. Una sa lahat, pagbati ng kapayapaan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo. First of all, your reaction to the stay order. And just to be clear, this was an order that was issued out of a court in France. Does it apply only in France or in other institutions worldwide?
No, it's an arbitration ruling. And as far as I understand, members of the New York Convention has to abide with an arbitration ruling, with the arbitration court. So this is a ruling from an arbitration court that has to be followed.
Ma'am, quick lang dun, just a background dun sa case. It takes two to enter arbitration. Does that mean that this had the participation of Kuala Lumpur or any of the entities involved?
Yeah, I think so. Alam ko lang they wrote a letter to the court, but I'm not kasi privy to what our lawyers are doing. Surprised na lang kami when it came out in the news that there's an arbitration ruling favoring the Sultanate of Sulu in its claim to Sabah and asking Malaysia to pay $14.9 billion.
Ma'am, the Malaysian government has said that this could infringe on their sovereignty. What would be the effect of this ruling on the Philippines' claim to Sabah? And can you enlighten us a bit about the land deal that happened back in 1878?
Well, this claim, the victim here is the Sultanate of Sulu. The injustice here has been done to the Sultanate of Sulu when we leased the land and in 1878 to a company, a British North Brunei company. It's not even a country because this is owned by the Sultanate of Sulu. Sabah was given by the Sultanate of Brunei as a token of gratitude to the Sultanate of Sulu because it helped Brunei quell rebellion during those times. So as a token of gratitude, Sabah was given to the Sultanate of Sulu. And it was leased to a British North Brunei company in 1478, I think, ganyan. Tapos, when Malaysia was born in 1962, it was transferred to Malaysia. But the rent, they rented it. And so instead of paying 5,000 Mexican gold coins, they increased it. They made it 5,300, but changed the currency to ringgit. So this is where our lawyers are coming from. In 2013, when the Sabah stand-up happened, we argued it. We made it as an evidence, so that the checks that has been received by the Sultanate of Sulu as payment, as rental payment. So they stopped paying in 2013. So sabi parang they stopped paying us. So buti na lang may mga magagaling na mga abogado and may mga concerned groups who helped us. To help us get the justice that I think we, not just the Sultanate, but the Filipinos deserve.
And speaking of the Filipinos, as you said, just to rephrase din yung tanong or take another angle on the question of Gretchen, this is essentially a private case involving the Kiram Sultanate and the Sultan's heirs. But what, therefore, is the personality of the states here, both the Philippines and Malaysia?
No, we are just talking about the proprietary, so private. So it's like we own a lot, we own the property, but Malaysia is claiming that it's their property. So ito na, nirule out na ng court na it's clear that it is our property and that Malaysia needs to pay $14.9 billion for a property that we never benefited from. Instead, they benefited from it.
All right, to be clearer about it, I believe action was taken on the seizure of the Luxembourg units. Who enforced exactly that seizure, and what was the basis used?
Well, the basis is the court ruling that Malaysia needs to pay. Otherwise, because they're member of the NYC, I think parang ang sinasabi is that if they do not abide with the court, then properties in wherever, in properties in other countries will be seized in countries member of the NYC.
Did it say anything about the conflict between taking that agreement as a lease or a cessation? Did that ruling touch upon that?
It's a lease.
Okay.
Okay. Princess Jacel Kiram, maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat din.